Yes, bravo. Okay, and of course we have many other species that are very well. Some of them are quite rare actually in the park. Some of them can be found elsewhere. The logo of the park is this white-tailed eagle. Very often bird watchers like to come and visit the area. So we do have these rare and endangered species like the white-tailed eagle, like the black stork, for instance, certain species of ducks. Of course, these are egrets, which are common in other parts of the world too. And as I already mentioned, the red deer, which is quite popular here in the forest. So we have a very rich biodiversity here. And that's the main reason why people like to come and visit the area. Not only bird watchers, but also people who are professional photographers or even amateur photographers, or simply people who like to do different activities in the nature, which I will show you in a couple of next slides. So floods here are natural phenomenon. When I say flood, we're talking about the nature. So here it's something that we welcome. It's something that the park needs. So we're not talking about floods in settlements, which is not a positive connotation, but floods in the nature. So here are a couple of photos about what the area looks like from the air when we have floods. So this here is the road where you can pass by with a bus, with a car, with a personal, of course, any kind of vehicle, with a bike, on foot, so with different types of vehicles. And you can see this beautiful landscape here when we have floods. That's usually in spring. Here's another photo, but from a different perspective. So the area is quite large. The floodplain lies on 7,000 hectares, so it is quite large. And of course, you can get to know the area with a canoe, with a small boat, with a large boat. So it really is quite a special and specific area. And here in Europe, we even call it the Amazon of Europe. Of course, it's not the same, but let's say it's something similar. But again, I would like to highlight the fact that we don't have any poisonous species here, so you can move about freely. You don't have to be afraid of any dangerous or poisonous species. And here are some of the activities that you can do here. Of course, my colleagues from Jackal will be talking about horses in a different connotation. Here we're talking about horseback riding in the nature, of course, through the park, which is what I wanted to highlight, and on certain wild trails in our Bilje municipality. Also, cycling is something that's possible here in the whole area of Slavonja&Baranja. I already mentioned the boat tour, so we have large boats, we have small boats. Usually when we consume photo safari or bird watching programs, this is done with a canoe or perhaps a small boat, and larger groups, of course, use the larger boat. Of course, hiking in certain parts of the park and the surrounding area is also possible. And of course, we have a very rich gastronomy here, but here I wanted to highlight one specific meal. This is carp. I don't know who's into fish, but this is carp. It's forked carp. And so if you like barbecue in any way, and if you like fish, this is a combination of both. So it's very tasty if you are into fish. And since I heard that tourists from Israel like to bike a lot, then I just wanted to highlight. The maps are not too clear maybe to you on this slide, but just to get a better picture of the area, there are several bike trails here, and this is one bike trail that leads through a large part of Kopachkirit and further. Here's Hungary up here. It's called Pannonian Peace Route. It's a very long route which passes through different countries. Here, of course, we highlighted Croatia and this part of Croatia. And this is another quite large bicycle route, which is called Greenway, as you can see, and it passes through several countries. So really, if you are into cycling, then this is a route of a couple of hundred of kilometers, actually. It all depends on how far you would like to cycle. But along the way, you have many of these bike and bed accommodations. You have certain locations where you can stop and maybe repair your bike or do anything concerning cycling. So it is quite an interesting route if you are into this kind of activity. And then concerning family farms, of course, there are many of them here in the area. I highlighted a couple of them. This is a family farm in Kopačevo, in a village which is situated next to Kopački, where you can enjoy the nature in several ways. This is not Kopački, but it's a canal that leads to the park. And here it's also possible to maybe prepare or organize a canoe tour, for instance, or with a small boat. Many of these owners, they can rent you a bike, an electrical bike, or maybe just a manual bike. You can also fish here, so there are many possibilities. Of course, this family farm of Jasmina, who is here with us, which is in Bardarac. I suppose we'll be talking more about the family farm, but I couldn't leave out this farm because it's a very, very interesting area with this traditional house here, traditional architecture. I suppose she will be talking about certain activities that can be done on this area, but I had to mention it. So it's also one of very interesting accommodation and farm that we have in the area inside Bilje municipality. Here's another one which is situated in Bilje, at the entrance of Bilje, where you can also enjoy 50 different species of birds here, swans, ducks here. Maybe you can see there are different species of ducks can be found here. A lake, so this is almost Kopački in a smaller area, let's say, and this is at the backside or in the backyard, in the garden of this accommodation, where you can pick your own fruits, vegetables, perhaps for breakfast, certain food. So it's also quite interesting to stay in such an area, in such a family hosting farm. And here we have a very interesting story. This house here cannot be rented yet, but very soon, we hope in a couple of months, this will also be possible. I don't know whether you're familiar with this term permaculture. Is it familiar to all of you? Or should I explain what this is? Yes, no? Anyway, it's something that, so on this farm here, you can produce almost everything from the beginning to the end. So you have eggs, you have meat, you have vegetables, you have fruit, and this farm is developing as we speak. It's a very, very interesting area where you can also pick your vegetables, your spices, your fruit here on your own. You can collect eggs. So certain animals can be found here in this small fish pond fish. And it's also a very, very interesting area. And if you're in Bilje municipality, then it's a place that you should visit when you are here. So all these products are eco products. They are products that are produced domestically in a homemade way. So it's also very important to highlight that, especially in this time of year or period after the COVID-19, where we know how important it is to preserve our nature, to consume domestic products, and to stay in such a destination where you can, let's say, even be on your own. We don't develop mass tourism here, so I think these facts are very, very important.
It's good for family. For families, it's perfect.
And for families, yes. And also a very, very important spice here, red paprika or chili paprika, which is produced in this area, and it's used and consumed in almost all of our local meals. And I just wanted to show you how first they dry this paprika after producing it, of course, and then grind it, and in this way it's used in almost all our local meals. I don't know, I didn't check the time, but I think...
It's okay, yes, yeah, good, very good. You.
So this is the end of my short presentation. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to ask. I could talk about the destination for hours and hours, but of course, I got 10 minutes, so that would be
Thank
for
you.
now. Thank you very much for your
Renata,
attention.
thank you so much for joining. I have one question, please.
Yes.
In summer, what is the climate? Because we are looking a little bit how to save from Israel, from our very, very hot weather and uncomfortable climate. In summer, many families, they are looking for something cool, nice. So this is the vision. So what is the climate in summer and early autumn?
Believe me, it's not like in Israel. It's not like that at
Yeah,
all.
I believe it.
So it's
Yeah.
nothing to compare. Well, of course, we have hot summers again. My colleagues from Croatia know what the summers are like, and I suppose they will agree with me. Sometimes they are really extremely hot, 30, 35 degrees. But since we are a very, very specific area, that's why you need to consume all these activities to ride a bike in certain parts of the day, especially in summertime. 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning is ideal. You can consume all these products, even certain drinks that can cool the visitors that are staying here. And of course, we have all these other devices uh, which can cool you, but the summers are not nearly like in Israel. So I think
Thank you,
it's
Renata.
a mild climate.
Dorit, Annie, if you have any questions.
Yes.
No, not for the time being.
Okay, so let's go on. So Maria Burek and Silvia from Đakovo, another amazing destination.
To everyone, my name is Maria Burek. I'm the director of Tourism Đakovo, and this is Silvia Butković. She's how to say, director or employee of the State Stat Farm in Đakovo, and she's in charge of the tourism of the State Stat Farm. So Silvia is going to speak first. I'm going to put the presentation on. We have 40 minutes together, so I hope that you won't mind if the presentation is a little bit longer, because we have a lot of to say, but we're going to hurry and try to be in 40 minutes. So just a second.
I have to mention that Silvia is also an artist. She is so amazing photographer, and a lot of she has exhibitions as well with her photos. So this combination make a really unique personality. Okay,
thank you very much.
We see very good.
I want to greet you all, my dear friend, and I want to tell you something about our Stellion station, about next place when we have here, or about also Stat Farm in Đakovo. We are a state stat farm. We are national stat farm from Croatia, and we do horse breeding and horse selection. We are one of the oldest stud farm in all Europe. State Stud Farm Đakovo has in this year 514 years of existence and 214 years of the breeding of Lipizzaner race only. For us, it's very important when we are together with Lipik, and with Lipik we have 240 horses, but to us in Đakovo we have together on these two places 170 horses. All are Lipizzaner horses. I want to tell you about our history, but about King Koloman in this year 1239. The stud farm in Đakovo has been established by Bosnian Srem bishops on their own properties in Đakovo, which were given to them by the Croatia-Hungary King Koloman in year 1239. In year 1506, it is the year on the stud farm establishment. It was for the first time that the name of the stud farm was mentioned. While the bishop Smio Kesaric had then, in this age, 90 horses. That was a very big place, and that is first place for horse breeding in this moment. But we speak for first time or on the beginning when we speak about horses on Arabian horses, not from about Lipizzaner horses. The first written evidence of horses mentioned in the year 1374, when the Bosnian Banus Tvrtko married the Bulgarian princess Dorothea, and then he gave for Jacobo bishops 10 Arabian mares and 1 stallions. That was one gift, one present, but we start with our story about all horses here. But the year of 1806 is very important year. The stud farm Lipica, running away from the army of Napoleon, he settled in Jacobo. That was the beginning of the horse breeding of the Lipizzaner breed. Or we get first Lipizzaner race. The Strossmayer, it's a very, very important and big person to us, only for horses. But Bishop Josip Strossmayer had bought 7 Lipizzaner mares and 1 stallions from Lipica in Slovenia in year 1854. But we have now a story about 2 special visits. That was a visit from Queen Elizabeth II with her family after Olympic game in Munich, and the visit of Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, in year 2016. That is a new story, but after 44 years again, we have here in Slavonian, in heart of Slavonian, steps of king family. And so we have 2 places for visit for our tourists. This is Stallion Station. I say for my tourists that is a school for the horses. And we have another place, Ivan Dvor. Then we have a mother with children and young men horses to 3 or 4 years old. And after this year, they are coming here in Jacovo, in Centrum, but only men horses. I don't know why, but the girls, or I say Lipizzaner girls, stayed with his baby there, and they live there. And we have in our centrum, or in our school, something special, that is dressage riding, and carriages, horses, dressage horses for carriage sport. We have here riding school, we have here competition, and we have there some object when we need for this. We have open place for carriage sport with name Hippodrome. When we have when we have good weather, we haven't problem then. But when we have rain, today, or when it's cold to us, we have closed riding hall 4,000 square meters, excuse me. And then we saw a big building, but we need this building for sport with our horses too. We have something new. You can see here photos from our close riding hall. We say arena. You understand me? That is arena. We have now here new place for souvenir shop and a new tourist office. Before we have in old building, when we have on this place, we say this place is pastuharna, or on Croatian language, pastuh. It's on English stallion. That is school for the stallions when translate. And here we get with this place, a big place for parking, for buses and for personal car. And then now we have here inside 500 seat place for our tourists, for our horse show program, for competition when we have here. But we can work, or our riders and drivers can work with horses through all years. That is so good for sport, for Croatia sport. But we are Croatia institution, and you can see here on the last photos. You can see some of this from our program for tourists. We need a whole show program. We need only reservation for 70 persons. And then we can then our guests can take which date they need and in which hour, and when we have free riders and drivers, we do it. We have here on these photos our riders in quadrilla, we say. That is one dressur with music, and that is very special for all tourists here. And we have another program that is, we have a carriage for the town for our guests, for individual guests. For group, we need 3 or 4 carriage in one moment, but we must all about this speak with our guests or with our tourist group. And we have a riding school too, and we have a riding with trainer, and we have 20,000 tourists or visitors spread through all years. You can see here something wonderful. Here we have photos from our Lipizzaner's Christmas ball, and I think that was fantastic. That is a unique show in Croatia. I don't know what can we do with this year. I have in this moment all reservation from December. We start in January, but I don't know which this termine when we plan this. You can see here actors in Baroque dresses. We have here riders, drivers. We have here in one show 40 horses and I think 100 participants in this program. That you must see that, but this is only one time in December when we have 2 termine for this show, and we have 1,400 visitors in one day. And now you can see one small baby that is 1 month old, these new photos. And this location is 7 kilometers from here away. There we have a mother with children, and we have one secret for all tourists. We have 3 colors of Lipizzaner horses. In 80% all Lipizzaner horses have black colors when born. But he changed his colors from his tail. When he get white tail, he must be white after 8 years old. But when we haven't changed of colors, he stay black or brown. You can see brown colors, but he is very young, 1 or 2 months, and after you can see which colors he get from father or from mother. And this place, it's very beautiful. All it's without asphalt. All it's in forest, and that is very good for when we take our tourists to place. Then he get all story, school, and this place when start our horses his life. And this
I think I was there a year ago, so I can say that the place is amazing. This combination of meeting the Lipizzanes, because many of Israelis, of course, they were in Vienna, and Spanish writing school, exactly, Lipizans are there. This was my curiosity for Lipizans. And when I discovered, and I was with you, Sylvia, there, it is just amazing experience. And what I think that after we learn all the Croatia, I see that not only in summer or in autumn, because the advent in Zagreb, the pre-Christmas period, can be combined also with visiting Jacobo, with Lipizan horses ball. Yes, and also afterwards we will talk later with Milita will show us, and thermal waters. So the program can be absolutely unique. Not each day we have such a program. Thank you, Sylvia. So, Maria, where are you?
Yeah, we finished. I will finish with these photos. That was photos from Queen, for Duchess of Cornwall.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Camilla. That is a new story in year 2016. After 44 years again to us in Slavonja. And I want with these photos finish this presentation. And you must visit our place and join in this fest when we need for you.
Sylvia, I got the question here, please. One of our participants asks, if there is the possibility for volunteers, yes, for example, to stay a little bit in the Ivan Dvor there, to clean, to feed the horses. We have such opportunity here also. So if it is possible to combine a little bit, to stay, for example, in some farm, as Renata told us, yes, the people who like animals, who like, can it be possible?
Sylvia said that because they are the state stud farm, the process is going to be a little longer, but we believe maybe with some contract or something, maybe it could be done.
Yeah, because we hear again we have here many horse lovers, you know, small riding schools, a little bit equine therapy, a little bit, only, you know, some problems, not a lot of equine therapy. So I think this can be the target audience to bring the groups of such horse lovers to your region. This is the vision. And Annie, she's writing here that this can attract the Israeli market, of course.
Yes.
Great.
Good.
We have a horseman club. We have this and volunteer in this club, but that is this idea. It's very good, but we are under Ministry of Agriculture, and we are national stud farm, and we must all ask from up.
But
when
I think
we get green sign, green light, then we can start. That is
Sylvia, I think that it is very good that this question arises now, and you tell me that it is the national. Yes, so I can try to find here and to make
Irene,
this.
if I can add, there are some smaller farms, smaller horse farms where this can be arranged. So everybody can come
I'm going to
the main
answer
stud farm to observe, and then we can arrange on small private farms for people to
we have the tradition of horse breeding, especially with Lipizzaner, is protected in Croatia. And in Đakovo, we have also private houses, and they have also Lipizzaner horses. And our manifestation also is very important for this tradition. So it could be arranged with private households.
Okay, so please, now the stage is yours, Maria.
Okay, thank you. So just a second. Just a second, I cannot find the cursor for right. Oh God. Šta je sada? Ne sve je tu. Vrti ga. Just a second.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can talk about Đakovo if we first say something about Bishop Josip Prior Strossmayer, because he is very important for town Đakovo. He was a great visionary. He was a mecena. He promoted art, literary, cultural work and everything. So I believe that many people know who he was, but regarding to his character and his name, some said that he was a very controversial person, but he left in Đakovo big mark. So Đakovo, the history of Đakovo begins in the 11th century, but the area of the town and its surroundings, I'm talking about Đakovština, was inhabited during the Neolithic, about 5,500 years BC. So Đakovo is also mentioned first time in written documents in the medieval documents in 13th century. And the bigger how do you say it? Đakovo started rising when the bishops of Bosnia came into Đakovo. They were spiritual shepherds, educators, economists, writers, patrons, as well as warriors. So Đakovo was also invaded by the Turks, and the Turks were in Đakovo 150 years. From that period, Đakovo was named Jakova and had the rank of Kaza. According to the famous Turkish traveler writer Evliya Çelebiya, Jakova was famous for its pasha palaces and beautiful mosques, Haja Pasha Mosque, Kastum Pasha Mosque, and Ibrahim Pasha Mosque. The later was preserved, but converted into a Catholic Church of All Saints. I'm going to tell something about that church in the
show us the cathedral. This is yes.
So where are we? Đakovo is also like Bilje in eastern part of Croatia, in Osijek-Baranja county. We're the second biggest city in county. And also we are a part of International Transport Corridor 5C. Đakovo is called also the heart of Slavonia. Why? Because it's equally distant from all major Slavonian cities. We have rail transport, and also here's airport Osijek, 64 kilometer, riverport Osijek, riverport Vukovar, riverport Batina. So here are the places in Osijek-Baranja part county, but also in Vukovar-Srijem county. From the Zagreb, we are 250 kilometers far away, so it's a 2 hours driving with the car. This is St. Peter's Cathedral. From 2017, we have one of the biggest church squares in Europe. So the square is right here. The St. Peter's Cathedral, it's sort of beacon of faith of the Đakovo. It's like skyline of city of Đakovo and the whole of Slavonia. It's the most important cultural monument in Đakovo and the most beautiful cathedral between Venice and Istanbul, and it is located at Strossmayer Square. So Bishop Strossmayer built this cathedral, and I hope that you will agree with me that it is very beautiful. So she's very beautiful in front, but for me, most beautiful part is from behind. And the cathedral is very rich with altars, with fresco pictures, Also, we have a crypt under the cathedral, and all the bishops are buried in the crypt. So in the
Maria,
crypt
I'm sorry, I will interrupt because we time we have 3 more presenters,
okay.
you know, and
Okay,
the
I'm
time.
going to hurry.
So show the main, you know, this main fortress.
This
It's
is
yeah, so
this
beautiful.
interior of the cathedral. This is a cathedral in the spring. The picture is taken from the lake. Also, this is the Bishop Palace. Why is it important? Because Đakovo is the center of Đakovo Osijek Archdiocese. So we are Bishop's town from the history until today. And all our cultural buildings are in the function. This Bishop's Court is next to the cathedral, and in the cellar we have a wine cellar where the visitors can taste mess wines. Mess wines, they work mess wines according to special canonic laws. It's free from additives. This is our manor houses. They are also
Maria,
in function.
I'm sorry. Show further because I'm really
okay.
Yeah, we
this
understood that it is a very special center. We have in Israel, of course, we have some Christians as well, so maybe it can be interesting for them.
Okay.
And now this special place, tell us, please.
Okay, this is also very very special thing about Đakovo, the Church of All Saints. It was a Turkish mosque. Now it's Catholic Church, and you can see the interior in Byzantine Moorish style. This is very unique thing for Đakovo. It's a Jewish cemetery. It's unique in the world. And why this man Stefan Kolb is very important, because he wrote the names of 566 victims that are buried in this Jewish cemetery, and they are victims of the Holocaust. It's only of its kind in the world, thanks to grave digger Stefan Kolb, who during the Second World War secretly wrote the names of the victims of the concentration camp in Đakovo and buried each its own grave. In spite of the Ustash regime ban, today the names of the victims buried there are known, which makes the cemetery the most special Jewish cemetery in the world. Jewish cemetery Đakovo is also cultural heritage of Croatia. And here you can see the sculpture Tree of Life from Dina Merhab. Just a second. So here we have part of list from the people who are buried in cemetery in Đakovo. So as you can see, we have older people, but also children. Names of the deceased, mainly women and children, Kolb would write into his notebook during the night next to a candle, instead of burying them naked in a mass grave, as the authorities asked. He gave every victim a special place and secretly marked it. Risking the life of his own family as well as his own life, Stefan Kolb wrote 566 names of not only Jews but other people of many nationalities who were killed in the concentration camp in the building that used to be a mill cereal from 1941 and 1942, which probably served as a transit stop on the way to no return to the Nazi camps. So this is very special place and very special graveyard for cemetery for Đakovo. And you can see also that every victim has its own grave and name and surname, year, and the place from where the person is brought to the camp.
Maria, thank you so much. It is
okay,
really a special place. So I will comment. I was there, and it is so good, preserved everything, and together with the traditional Slavonia's festivals, the destination is absolutely beautiful and interesting and something very new for Israeli public. Thank you so much. And now and now please, Mia, thank you so much. The heart of Slavonia, yes, is calling us. I know that. I know that. Thank you so much. Okay, so now stop share the screen, please. And I'm inviting Yasmina and Mia about very special place and about the program, also unique, that I'm not sure even exists such a program in Israel. Okay.
So hello to everybody. I will present a special program, as Irena already said. You have in front of you the Croatian Art Therapy Association and Pannonia Terranova. This is the Art Eco Heritage House that you saw for a moment before. We created a unique program that gives natural beauties and cultural content, but also a big issue and experience of art therapy. We created and gathered 7 elements and gathered them in a way that you can experience also the touristic in a touristic way, and also to try to deal with yourself, to have attention on your being, to create also journey to re-energize, to have also an artistic expression with your day. Each day is created in a way that you have also accommodation and meals in Pannonia Terranova state, and also you have sightseeing activities, and also there is art therapeutic experientials every day in the two different times of the day. I'm sorry, why does this not going? Yes. So the first of our elements is air, the breath of life. It detoxifies, it energizes, it relaxes us, it brings us back to the origin. We are trying to experience the first breath again, and with techniques of free painting and of relaxation through the breath, we are getting an airy feeling of this day. This is also the pictures are from Pannonia Terranova state. The water element, we will experience it in Kopacz Kirit that you also heard about already. And the art therapeutic work will be done with the nature in mind. You can see also land art products and also water painting that is done near the water. So we are balancing in this way the inner and the outer piece of ourselves and of the nature. Just a bit of digression to the Osijek, the town and the city that connects also nature. You can see upstairs the nature and the river Drava next to the city in the background. So we have the nature and urban life together, and this Baroque city that also has Art Nouveau architecture. It has the history of Ottoman times from the old city connects, and it's in general a city that really is made to measure of a man. In Jacovo, so now you know all the destinations, and it's very good like this. In Jacovo, we'll visit the famous stable that we heard about with Lipizzaner horses, and they will be the inspiration of movement. So the art with the movement will be experienced. We will release the excess of the stress that is built up in our regular lives, and we will try to experience it and express it also through the movement and also with colors and with materials. Earth, the origin of life, where we belong to, where everything came back from, where all our stories are coming back, right? And through the imagery of Vucedol culture, the Neolithic culture that is close to Osijek, we have also the Museum of Vucedol culture. So Neolithic culture that was the first grand civilization of Middle and Southern Europe. We will try to and create the experiences of our own lives, our own stories that will emerge from the working clay. We will also visit Zlatna Greda that has also the adrenaline park, but also it has a forest of oak trees that is very symbolic also for Slavonia area. There is a grand old forest of oaks, which is also a symbol of longevity, and it's a kind of a circle of life. So we will try to have in mind the powers that we take from the roots, from our roots also, as looking at the tree. and striving to the sky, to the freedom, to our best, to our full potentials. And we will try to undertake artistic experientials. I won't go into the details what exactly the program is. I don't think that it's necessary, but we will do it also in the shadows of the trees, in the safe place that tree is giving us also. Wines, now a bit of the hedonistic pleasures. So Baranja area, all Slavonia area has very fruitful and very tasty wines. These are the rich valleys of Croatia, and actually the belly of Croatia, like we say, from the agriculture side and also of the wineries. So this artistic hedonism, we will start with the investigation of our borders and limitations. So there is here the artistic works that are reminding it. And we will also dive into the questions of control, of the trust in us, trust in the surrounding, and the most important, the ability to let go, because this is made as a retreat from the burnout. And we will finish with the fire that is also destruction, but it's also the rebirth. We will let go. So now we are in the letting go of the unnecessary emotions, unnecessary thoughts and behaviors, and also the habits. And we are actually here to make new habits, something that will help us to live happily, more fulfilled, and more true to ourselves, to our authentic beings. And here I would like to finish with this program. I will give a word to Jasmina that will present for you the estate of Pannonia Terranova.
Thank you, beautiful. And Jasmina, please introduce yourself more in deep with Mia, yes? How this was so much acknowledged, your programs also in United States, and the groups from United States are coming for this special program. So tell us about that.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Jasmina. I'm a university professor here at the Academy of Arts and Culture in Osijek, and this region here has a special program in creative therapies that is being funded and being organized by George Washington University in United States. So we are kind of a hub of creative therapies in Croatia. So what Mia was presenting now is really an opportunity for us to use the features of the local community and Croatian culture and tradition, and also the beautiful destinations, in combination with providing group art therapy or individual art therapy based on whatever we decide. So we started a couple of years ago working with the study abroad programs for American students, and also we are seeing groups coming from different parts of the world, and sometimes they're organized as families coming, sometimes they're groups of younger adults, seniors, in terms of finding a peace and finding a place how they can practice art therapy. We also had some groups with yoga, but art therapy in particular has been the most successful program that we have. So that's why we decided to kind of partner up the art therapy program and Croatian Art Therapy Association with a specific location, which in this case is Pannonia Terranova, which can host up to 20 individuals. But in case we have larger groups, then we can go into all the other boutique hotels or the family farms in the neighborhood. And then we can use the local community culture centers for groups up to 150 at a time. So it could be a small group, individual, or it could be a large group. So this particular slide that you're seeing, it's the outside of the estate. And you can see each room has a separate entrance from the outside. And each room is designed uniquely. We're looking into keeping tradition in terms of traditional textiles, traditional color themes, also the furniture, a lot of historical details, but at the same time, we have all the amenities of what contemporary travelers are looking for. So each room has, of course, air conditioning, high-speed internet, heating, cooling, satellite television, and everything else. But at the same time, we are trying to protect heritage in every way we can. For example, in this room, it's all based on lavender colors, which is what we have in the back of the property, lavender fields. We have like what looks like a painting on the wall here is actually not painting. They're actually layers of the paint that was found when we were restoring the property. So it's really preserving the heritage of the house itself. Each room is designed in a unique way, and it's using one of the traditional textile techniques. Like this one has the Croatian Battenberg lace, for example. In this particular room, this is an oldest piece of furniture that we found. It's a 150-year-old hand-carved headboard. This room, for example, is using the traditional colors of black and gold that you can find in Croatian traditional costumes on the medallion carried by the girls on their chest. This one is based on patchwork elements and also a lot of black and white in high contrast. It's a larger family room. So this particular property has a single, double, quadruple rooms, also has one apartment, which is on a 2-story, and it has kind of an opportunity with a lot of open space. And sometimes when we have smaller groups, they also gather in this open space and do work in terms of kind of just getting together and discussing the work and doing the sessions as well. This is the last bedroom. This is 8 of them. Each room, of course, has individual bathroom. And we have the shared spaces like a dining room where we do serve a buffet breakfast. And it's always designed based on the cultural tradition and habits of the culture of the people who are arriving at our property. So we pay a lot of attention to menus and how we design them. We do all the traditional grilling of any kind of food that our guests are interested in. And there's a beautiful courtyard in the middle, and also some pictures of artworks. And these some pictures of traditional workshops that we organize with local women from the villages, that they come and they also share some of their knowledge in traditional textiles, for example. And then we have the orchards in the back for just a relaxation time. And then also lavender and sunflower fields are in the back. So this is really just one of the properties that partner up with the Croatian Art Therapy Association. But if the groups are larger, we can actually then combine with many other properties.
Thank you, Yasmina. So beautiful. So I remember how I enjoyed being with you there and visiting. This was to feel the traditions of Croatia. This is what important. And of course, now after all the crisis, I do hope that the sky will be open and the people, we created together this idea, because I see how, for example, the doctors, the nurses in hospitals, how they are burnt out, and not only in medicine, but in other institutions as well. So this combination of cycling, nature, and your art therapy program can be a perfect and very interesting program for Israelis. Thank you, Yasmin.
Can I just add something? I'm sorry, I saw that Annie asked how long the program lasts. So we have few programs arranged for different themes. One of them was burnout that now you, Irena, spoke about. The programs are 7 days, included the landing and leaving, which is designed also by the program of the person that is coming. So if group is coming for a larger amount of time, we can arrange it that it will be longer. And also all the leaders of the groups are therapists and also artists. So we have also this double-sided also of the therapy possibility and also of the art as art expression only.
Mia,
please tell. Also, I'm sorry, also we have a brochure that is done and that we can also share with you if it's necessary. And also it's possible also to create programs in Israel if you will be interested, Dorit or Annie, to do something together with Irene and me, so we can also arrange this. But we have already programs, we can share it with you.
And we, before all the crisis, we decided because not a lot of people know what is art therapy. You know, not many know about that. So we decided here to make a sort of trial, some meeting on one Saturday in the forest, and Mia will handle. So we will do that when a situation will be better. We will absolutely do it to show to agents what it is and how inspiring and it can be. Thank you, Mia, and thank you, Yasmina, so much.
Thank you.
Now the last one, we move towards Zagreb. So we were on the eastern border with Baranja, Slavonja, and now we move toward, and on the way we have Daruvar. And Melita will tell us about Daruvar that also can be combined in programs. Melita, please, my dear.
I'm here.
Yes,
So,
I see. We already you
yes.
shared the screen. Beautiful.
Yes, I share everything. I hope you see everything and hear me.
Yeah.
Okay, so hello to everybody. My name is Melita Bartoš and I work in Daruvar Thermal Spa. So today I will tell you something about Daruvar and Daruvarske Toplice. First of all, please imagine that you are here. So I welcome you in Daruvar. I welcome you in Daruvar Thermal Spa. So where is Daruvar? This is a little bit slow, just a second. I think that I have to move my camera because of internet connection is not so.
Okay, you can your camera just leave the presentation. You take off your camera and it will be better. We tried it already.
Okay. Okay. I don't know why presentation won't go further. Nothing's happened. Yes, finally, internet connection here. Thank you for your waiting. So where is Daruvar? Daruvar is located here, 1.5 hours by car from Zagreb, and the same distance from the Osijek, 1.5 hours. Daruvar is famous spa town with tradition of health tourism for over 2,000 of years. Thermal spa named Daruvarske Toplice is located in the center of the town. Irena was by us, so she saw everything. Daruvarske Toplice is modern health center integrated in this beautiful nature, as you can see here, surrounded by large park with great historical value. It's on the springs, it's settled on springs of healing thermal water. In Daruvar Thermal Spa, rehabilitation is the main business. So we are specialized in treatment of medical rehabilitation. Of course, sport injuries is here too. And one very important to tell, we have program for helping women with infertility problems. So how we do that? We use combination of healing thermal water and mineral mud with modern therapeutic methods and exercises, and that is basis of good results. So combination, of course, in this combination, of course, is relaxing nature and environment in Daruvar Thermal Spa. We have sport facilities, 2 outdoors and 2 indoor swimming pools with, of course, thermal mineral water, so our guests can enjoy and relaxing. In this unique nature in our Julius Park, our visitors have opportunity to be direct in touch with nature. Next to Daruvar Thermal Spa is Thermal Aqua Park. It has more than 2,000 squares of thermal water, swimming pools, water slides, and calm river. Except swimming pools with thermal water, we have sports halls for sportmen and sportwomen, tennis court, mini golf, and very, very interesting is cycling. You can rent a bike, for example, for free and get and have great recreation and fun in Daruvar. Here is a fitness center for those who love an active and healthy life. That people will enjoy in Daruvar too, because we have one great fitness center with complete cardio program, bikes, Orbitreks, steppers, and power plates. If you are looking for a place for relaxing, for a little world of wellness, is a really perfect facility to your health. In our wellness center, we do treatments and massage with thermal mud. We name it Fango. As you can see on these first pictures, that is great for body detoxification, and your skin will be soft and hydrated. This mineral mud we found in nature. We explore it from our Julius Park, same like a thermal water. And after use, we return them back to nature. For next 2 years, we don't touch it. In spa center is saunas, steam bath, aromatherapy, everything great for prevent your stress. Accommodation, we have a spa hotel and annex Villa Arcadia. Both are located in the heart of Julius Park, just a few minutes of easy walk through a beautiful park in the center of the town. Spa, hotel, thermal, there is many facilities for comfortable stay. You see pools with thermal water, restaurant, cocktail and coffee bar, spa center, fitness, gym, gift shop, etc., etc., etc. Annex Arcadia is something special. This is beautiful historic building from 19th century, and the restaurant is near the Arcadia. It has 12 room, unique room, and this accommodation is for those who want privacy and those who want peace. Now we come with me in Julius Park. That is unique landscape park in this part of Europe. Oldest garden in this part of Croatia and have very rich plant fund. Park has a total area of almost 10 hectares. Some trees are older than 200 years. Today's park didn't change his shape for almost 200 years. That gives it a great historical and great horticulture value. There are several historical buildings in the park dating from 18th and 19th centuries. Here you can see some natural beauties of the city. On first picture, you see Ginkgo biloba. In front of the castle of Count Jankovic, there are two Ginkgo biloba trees. Male, this big is male, we call them Adam, and next to him is a little Eva, that is his love. This is oldest and largest tree in Croatia and the second oldest in all Europe. Last week, Ginkgo in love was declared the best Croatian tree and second best tree in Europe. We mentioned Castle of Count Jankovic. The Castle of Count Jankovic is located in the center of the town, and it is first-class protected monument of culture in Croatia. In the Castle of the Jankovic, we have something very interesting maybe for your clients. We have a memorial room of Jewish culture. At the beginning of the 19th century, has founded a Jewish community in Darwar. Jewish families has big contribute to the development of this part of Croatia. They were builders, they were doctors, and they were first founder of the saving banks in our town. In the Roman Park, you see on these pictures here, in the Roman Park forest, there is protected culture monument, a Jewish cemetery, dating from the beginning of the 19th century. So at the end, this nice small town with the resources of healing thermal water and mineral mud will warmly welcome you and make it to enjoy. So the combination of greenery, rich history, vineyards are reasons why tourists love to come to our town. So I hope this presentation will help you and help your clients to come in Darwar and Darwar Thermal Spa. So I'm waiting for you and we are all waiting for you, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Melita. Well, so we had another journey, the sixth one. Yeah, now all Croatia is covered. You know about all the regions of Croatia, and I do hope that we will be able to go on and to create new programs, a new vision of Croatia. Thank you so much to everybody, to participants. And if any questions, please, Dorit, Annie, please, questions, if you have questions.
Not really, but I would like to know what Mia is living in Jerusalem and what is your
Yes.
position, your function. What are you doing in Jerusalem?
I'm actually working with art therapy with Holocaust survivors mostly. I'm also doing some other things. I'm also artist, like active artist, but I'm also working on different groups and also online in the last time, as you know. And I'm married here in Jerusalem. This is how I came. But
But you're an Israeli?
yes.
So, okay. So
אני
you
גם
are many
מדברת
years?
עברית. Yeah. So yeah, I also speak Hebrew, and it's 20 years old, so I have some grounds in this. Yeah, also in culture and
nice.
Also
Interesting.
I have to add that Mia is from this region. Her roots, her parents, and everybody came from Slavonja region. So she's a Croatian national, and she was part of our art therapy program here in Osijek. So it's a beautiful connection that she is local here, but also lives in Israel. So I think it's a beautiful connection for her to be in that unique position to be able to combine everything that's in the region, but also be on the ground.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she can make it in Hebrew, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
this was one of the ideas. Yeah, that we could simply do it in Hebrew and not waste on the translations and other things. So this is also convenient, very convenient for the groups. And as I said, I really. I'm sorry, Annie. My keyboard doesn't work good, so I couldn't answer also to you. But I'm sure Irena can help us in exchanging the details and the contacts so that we can be in touch, maybe in telephones or so. And I'm available really. Like we also had Irena and me. Just in short, I want to keep you long. Just we had the program that we were about to start in nature, like art therapy in nature, and then Corona gave us this a little bit 2 steps back.
So our
but
big
we are
regret, yes.
Yeah, but we are slowly coming back to this, and online is already working, and people are already really asking for activities, something face to face. So I think that we are slowly starting to be able. I'm working, let's say, with the people outside. So older, third age, like golden age. I'm already working with them outside. So I think we are starting to be able to, go out.
Maybe
of
we
this
can
frame.
start. Maybe we can start by doing something in Israel, in Jerusalem mountains or something to experience this therapy.
Yes, that's what we wanted.
Can be a preparation to Croatia afterwards.
Yeah,
absolutely. Actually, this program was made like this. That first meeting we would have in Israel to meet the group to create some kind of a grounding for to go together to this journey, because it is still is a journey that you need to share something with people that you are in with the group.
Maybe we can do it soon, because for the time being we don't have flights to Croatia, unfortunately. So maybe we can prepare something like this before the sky will reopen. Maybe it's a good idea to prepare something like this. Can be a Friday instead of the Zoom meeting. We can do something like this on Friday.
Definitely. I already have a program. I'm telling you, like we were ready to start. Only I think it was the beginning of March that we made the session, and I made the program, and
then the Corona starts.
So
I think what's nice about this program now, because it's actually, it takes us to every location. So, the way it's included, that one day we would be in Đakovo in Stables, one day we would be in Kopački, we would be including all these destinations around, but we'll be packed together by visiting the places. So it will be the entire region, but also have the package that's meaningful, makes sense. It's a story in a completely different way.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay, so we can do it in Jerusalem mountains.
Absolutely. We can do it next week.
Yeah, we can do that.
And then we'll see afterwards. Yes. Okay, and I have something to prepare now with Mia.
Yeah, sure.
Next week or 2 weeks from now, or something like this. Why not?
Yeah.
Great. And Annie is also saying that she also is interested in the art therapy in nature. Great. I'm really looking forward.
Call me. My telephone. I write my telephone here. call me for all of the details. Any got it? I hope got it. Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Goran, maybe you want to add something about the news, up-to-date situation, please?
So just briefly, yesterday it was a big video Zoom between all the relevant people from Croatia and Israel. So ambassadors from both sides, Minister of Tourism, Health, Transportation, Civil Aviation. And they are now preparing this note, official note, which will be sent from both sides to put Croatia in between these 11 green countries, what Israel is preparing to open the borders in between without a quarantine, without, for both citizens of both countries, and probably it will be done by the end of June, very beginning of July. Depends
On situation.
of the situation in both countries, of course, but we are pushing really, really hard from both sides, I should say, yes, to reopen the flights and the communication.
Thank you, Goran. Thank
Yes.
you. If any questions, please, my dear guests, and no questions.
Irena, and everyone.
So, thank you once more, and we will be in touch, and we will go on. It was just the first round, the first round. There will be the next round. We will learn more in deep, and I do hope that all the efforts that we make Croatia the desirable destination will come true. All our vision will come true. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Irena.
Shabbat shalom.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Be in touch, everybody. Be in touch.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Have a nice weekend. Shabbat shalom.
Yeah, so nice to see you, all of you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.